Good morning and welcome back to Student Victim Assistance Coffee Chats. My name is Miranda and I am a graduate assistant with Student Victim Assistance at Georgia State University. And this morning, as I am enjoying my coffee, I want to talk to you about a model for how to talk about how brains work and how they respond to trauma. Let me go ahead and show you that. So this is a great way to understand the parts of the brain, and it's called the hand model of the brain. I'm literally going to use my hand to show you. It was developed by Dr. Dan Siegel, who is a huge name in neuroscience, and it goes a little bit like this. So follow along if you like. So you've got your hand out in front of you, and the wrists and palm here represents the reptilian brain, also known as the brainstem. And this part of your brain helps run your involuntary systems, such as breathing, organ function, and it also has to do with safety. So part of this helps keep you safe. It keeps you alert to dangers that are going on. It's going to turn on some of those reflexes. Now we're going to bring in the thumb, so just curl your thumb in like that. And this part of your brain is called the mammalian brain. So as we go up in parts of the brain, we're going to go up in sort of evolution. So this is a more evolved part of the brain, the mammalian brain, also known as the limbic system. This is where your amygdala is. And this also deals with survival. This very much is the alarm system of your brain that helps you, set you into fight, flight, or freeze responses to danger. And it also brings in emotions. So this area of the brain is where you feel strong emotions like fear, sadness, disgust, anger, things like that lives here in the limbic system. And then we're going to go ahead and wrap our fingers around. And this part of the brain, which is the foremost brain and the most evolved part of your brain, is the cortex. And this deals with higher level thinking, planning, decision making, rationality, things like that, language, which we might call the human brain, right? So this is the part of your brain that is really the most evolved, the most logical. And so this is the whole brain right here. And when we're calm and we're integrated, it all works together. The brainstem, the limbic system, the cortex, all of them work together to move you through your life. However, when we face danger, we literally flip our lid and we lose connection to the logical parts of our brain so that the survival can take over. So you may have experienced this and say, I'll give you an example of me. I had a car crash. I'm okay, but I had a car crash and my whole body just went into survival mode. And I remember after the car crash, I didn't think about it. I just left the car. This part of my brain wasn't working, and I was just working to make sure that my body and myself stayed okay. And that was my limbic system working. It was noticing, oh my gosh, we were just in a car crash. We need to turn on that fight response or flight response, actually. Get out of the car, get out of the street, make sure that we aren't in any further trouble. And it was doing its job, which was to keep me safe. This is a very important part of your brain. It keeps you safe. And eventually, over time, as the danger lessens and we kind of breathe and we can start to realize what's going on, this part of the brain is going to come back and we're going to reintegrate. And that's when we can start making decisions and thinking about it rationally. So after my car crash, after I'd ran out of my car, out of the street, made sure that I was safe, this part of my brain came back on. And that's when I could start thinking about things like calling a tow truck or calling somebody to pick me up. But right when that danger hit, all I could think about was getting out of the situation and staying safe. And that's how your brain is supposed to work. None of this is abnormal. However, sometimes when we flip our lid, we have a trauma, sometimes the process of integrating gets interrupted. Either we can't act on some of those fight, flight, or freeze mechanisms. We're trying to get safe and we can't get safe, or maybe we notice a danger, but we're just not able to act on it. And so this is where sometimes our lid kind of stays flipped and we stay in this danger mode even after the danger has passed. And that happens a lot with trauma. So sometimes when we can't integrate back down and we stay in that survival mode, we become really sensitive to stimuli. That's why you see a lot of people who have post-traumatic stress disorder are kind of jumpy. They get a loud sound and they react. Um, they're kind of always in this state of hypervigilance. And that's because this part of the brain is still activated and is still telling them, hey, we're still in danger. You need to be aware of your surroundings. And the brain is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. It's not a wrong response. It's just that we need to help the brain come back down. And that's a lot of the work that we do in treating trauma is working through either therapy, counseling, maybe body work, things like that, to let our brains know, hey, it's safe again, and to allow our brains to integrate so we can bring on some of those higher level functions again, and we can relax out of that emergency state. So I hope that helps a little bit, just understanding the different parts of the brain and how they work. This is a really simple model that you can even teach kids. And just remember to be kind to yourself. If you're facing trauma and you find yourself kind of really in that dangerous state, there's a reason for that. It's because your brain is trying to keep you safe. There's nothing wrong. It's just that we need to work to help remind your brain that it's safe again. So if you're having questions about that, if you're not really sure what's going on, if this state of hyperarousal sounds like you, then come talk to us. If you have any questions about trauma, if you need crisis intervention, or you want to set up an appointment with an advocate, you can give us a call. Student Victim Assistance offers crisis intervention, advocacy, and support for students. We can help you determine what your options are. We can provide information that is related to your experience. If you're not even sure what you need because you're still in that danger state and you can't access this part and you're just not sure what to do next, that's a very normal response to trauma. And we can help you out with that. And we can help bring that lid down so that you can start to make decisions about what needs to happen next. You can give us a call at 404-413-1965. We're here to help students who've experienced any type of recent or past victimizations to regain a sense of control over their traumatic experience so that they can start resuming their academic and personal pursuits. Again, bringing that lid back down. We can help students who know someone who has been victimized as well or would like to learn more about it. So I hope that this has been a useful model for you. I really love this, a very visual way to explain what's going on with trauma. So please take good care. I'm going to see you again next Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. Have a wonderful day.